girlies, welcome back to the pod. What is up? It's Carmen, and this week is such a fun episode. I'm sharing all your embarrassing stories, and I'm gonna give my reactions, some thoughts, and I'm super excited. It's gonna be really funny. I've looked at some of them already, and I've literally been peeing my pants. They're so good. First, of course, let's just get into the best and worst of the week. And for the best of the week, it was just that I FaceTimed my sister a lot this week, and then last night I called my sister and my cousin, and it was just fun talking to them for a while. Another fun thing, I guess, well, not fun, just a good thing this week was that it was really warm. By really warm, I mean like 40 and 50. So it was really warm compared to what it had been previous week, and there was like 3 snowstorms. Kind of sucked. And in case you don't know, I live in Kentucky, so that was very unusual. And it doesn't really happen. It doesn't snow that much, so everyone was really confused. So it was nice to have it back to some semi-normal weather. And yeah, this week was also a spirit week at my school, which was kind of lame. Funny story, but one of the days, so like for spirit week, each day is a different day. I think the first day was college sport day, college team day, something where you wear like a college sweatshirt, which is stupid because like you can do that any day of the week. And then I think the next day, I'm so bad at remembering these. Well, one of them was Decades Day, one of them was our school colors day, and then I don't remember what the other one was, but the one I'm thinking about specifically was Camo Day. It's like, if this isn't the most Kentucky thing ever, I don't know what is. Like, I literally wanted to die. I walked into school and it looks like a bunch of boys were about to go hunting in school. They had full on camo. It was so embarrassing. Like, I got secondhand embarrassment from them. Personally, I don't own camo, so I didn't wear anything. But it was a time. Very interesting time. Just thought I should mention that. Special. But my worst of the week, it was just like school in general, like the actual learning part, not social part, which is new. Usually it's the other way around. But this week was just not very fun school-wise, I guess. I mean, specifically on Friday, I just had a math quiz and I did really bad. I mean, I don't even know what I got. It was just bad. I can tell it was bad. And currently barely have an A. I'm in AP Calculus. AB literally kill me now. It's the hardest class I've ever taken. It makes 0 sense. I barely got an A in pre-cal, and for some reason I'm in AP Calculus. Why? Because the normal calculus teacher gives me pedophile vibes and scares me. So I chose the female teacher. Yay, go me. But so I was kind of sad about school just because I knew my grade would drop, which is stupid because honestly, who cares? But so, this is so dumb. After school, I made myself a cake. I made a chocolate cake, and it actually looks pretty good. I went to Kroger, got some triple fudge like cake mix with some chocolate icing, and then I put it in a bundt cake pan so it would look prettier. And then I put on icing, then I did some rainbow sprinkles, and it was actually pretty good. So that made me feel better. But otherwise, school was not a vibe this week. But yeah, so as I said earlier, this week I'm just sharing my listeners' most embarrassing stories and reacting to them. Listeners, as in you guys, or if you're watching on YouTube, also you guys. And y'all asked for this episode. I posted something on my story, and I don't remember when, a few days ago, a week ago or something, sometime recently, and I asked what you guys wanted to see, and someone suggested this, and I was like, this is going to be the funniest thing ever, because honestly, I feel like it's better when you guys come up with stuff, because then you'll actually want to listen to it. It's more fun if it's kind of like a group participation thing, where you guys submitted stuff. So I made a Google form, and got in a bunch of stories, and then I just chose a few of my favorites. 10 or 11 I chose. They're really good. And also let me know if you want more storytime episodes, because I think you're all gonna really like this one. Some of these stories are just so good. And also, I just want to preface this by saying that first I'm going to make fun of you, so don't get butthurt. This is just a joke. You sent this in, so I have the rights to make fun of you guys. Anyways, okay, so before I get into it, I'm going to take a quick water break and then I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. Hey guys. So we're starting out with this one story. I know who it is because she told me. I won't say who it is, but if you're friends with her, you probably know who it is. So we're just going to start out with this one because I think it's so good. It's so funny. It's also the first one on the screenshots in my camera roll, and I'm going to get confused if I go out of order. So we're going to do this. Okay. It says, okay, so one time I was at Hershey Park, which is an amusement park in Pennsylvania themed around Hershey the Chocolate Company. It's pretty famous there, so I don't know if other states have heard of it. And we went with my extended family, aunt, uncle, and 2 cousins and grandparents. Hershey Park is split into a couple areas, and the water slide place, the amusement park, and the zoo. We decided that we would spend the day at the water park because it was a super hot. Oh, I'm so bad at reading out loud. Just gonna embarrass myself this whole episode, so sorry about that. We decided that we would spend the day at the water park because it was super hot that day. We split up into 2 groups. My dad went with us, quote-unquote, older girls. We were around 5 and 7, so not that old, but our sisters were toddlers. We were having fun for a while, but my cousin, who was 5, kept having to go to the bathroom. The bathroom was always a 5-minute trek, and the wait was over 30 minutes each time. My dad was tired of waiting next to his smelly bathroom and trekking his back every 20 minutes, so he finally said, if you need to go to the bathroom, just pee in the pool. It's okay. Disclaimer, I know that's super gross, but if you say you haven't peed in a pool or a water park, you're lying. My dad is not a gross person at all. He's actually a control freak, clean type of person. But I think he was just tired of lugging us around. Anyways, back to the story. So we went to no more bathroom trips after that, and we were having fun. Then all of a sudden, my cousin got a funny look on her face. Honestly, this next part is such a blur, but she was going down this huge water slide they have, and she apparently took my dad's not-so-wise advice. But instead of pee, she did number 2 on the slide, in front of a lot of people, in a very, very public amusement park. I don't know who noticed, but it became very apparent that someone had pooped on the slide. The lifeguards started blowing whistles and they shut down the entire water park. My cousin still continued. I swear this was one of the most embarrassing things that have ever happened in my entire life. Okay, first of all, iconic. Just iconic. Your family shutting down, like, the whole amusement park. Iconic, okay? That's like goals. You should do a whole episode about that. The peeing in the pool thing. We've all been there. Funny story, but my family actually used to go to Jamaica every year for spring break with my cousins. It would be like our yearly traditional trip. And we would rent this house. It was like at a kind of resort place, but they had like houses instead of like hotel. I don't really know what it's called, and we had this house and we stayed in there all week in, I don't know, somewhere in Jamaica. And there was a pool by the house and it was surrounded by a bunch of grass. And I was always so lazy and didn't want to walk inside the actual house and also didn't want to get yelled at for dripping water over the house. So I would literally, like, casually just, like, scoot into the grass and pee in the grass while in my swimsuit instead of, like, going inside. So honestly, peeing in the pool isn't that bad. I always, though, whenever I've contemplated that, which is probably too many times for a normal person, it's just that I always get scared. You know how some people's pools, it was like change colors? I don't know if that's just something from a movie or where I heard that, but I would always be so paranoid. Also, another story about a pool, just that we're on this topic. So I was in Mexico with some family friends. Actually, Seth was there. That's my guy best friend. If you haven't listened to our episode, super funny, lots of memes. It's from a few months ago. But I was with Seth, and our hotel room it opened up to a swim out pool, kind of. So we didn't want to walk all the way around the building to get into the inside. So we were like, okay, well, why don't we just walk along the side by the pool? We couldn't really walk along that. So we're like, okay, we'll just swim through the pool to get inside. And keep in mind, I was wearing white jeans, okay? I was wearing white jeans. We got in the pool. We jumped in the pool fully clothed, me, Seth, and one of our other family friends. And I was wearing a bright green thong. Okay. You could see it. It was so bad. It was so embarrassing. First of all, why would I wear a green thong with white pants? Who knows? I can't even remember the last time I wore a thong. I was obsessed with wearing them freshman year. I don't know why. I thought it made me cool. Right now, no. I like the ones, underwear story. The ones, they're from Soma. They have the silicone things that don't make it so they don't ride up your butt. I don't know what they're called. No-shows. Those are bomb. Those are bomb. Okay, next story. So this says, this happened freshman year. I'm a sophomore in high school right now. Anyways, I was in French class, and we were supposed to be doing a 3-partner activity. I wanted to be in a group with the girl sitting next to me, but she was already in a group of 3 with 2 other girls, so the teacher made me go into a group with 2 boys. Ugh. The activity was telling a story in French and acting it out with finger puppets in front of the class. Okay, first of all, love that. Your teacher's iconic. Okay. When it was our turn to present, we were allowed to use the chalkboard to set the scene. Draw a background for our finger puppets. I wanted to draw a lake because our finger puppets were a duck and a swan. When I drew the lake, it looked like a ball sack on the chalkboard. Oh my god. Everyone started laughing and it was so embarrassing. I even used my hand to erase it so quickly and I just wanted the ground to swallow me. Also, in all caps, my ex, yes, my 7th grade ex-boyfriend was also in my French class when it happened. I'm still embarrassed every time I think about it. I would actually cry. That's so funny. Oh my god. Love how I'm laughing and anyone who's probably listening to this is just sitting there Carmen, what the fuck? Okay. This is so good. This is so good. I love you guys. I love you guys. These are so funny. Okay. First of all, be forced to be in a group with 2 random boys in your class is just I feel like that's so relatable. We've all been there. It's so bad. Also, tell me why every French teacher picks the weirdest project. I take Spanish, but one of my best friends is in French, and her teacher had them do a whole unit on cheese. Yeah, a whole unit on cheese. So I truly, this story gives me life. Honestly, it's more just funny about that. Okay, I have another story. This isn't really related, but it just kind of reminded me of what you said. So, freshman year, I don't know if I could say this, I'm gonna laugh too much. The audio of this episode is probably gonna be ear piercing, because I don't know, whatever I laugh, it gets so loud. So I'll try to keep it down. But so, freshman year English class. Oh my god. I was just sitting with my friend, and my teacher was taking attendance. And he was like, okay, where is, what can I say his name is? Let's say James, okay? He's like, guys, where is James? And this other boy in my class, who, we'll just say, John, I guess. So John was like, oh, James was in the bathroom. And he was like, I'll go check on him. So he literally ran out, and then, maybe 10 minutes later, he comes back, and John is crying. I swear. He's crying. But, dude, John, where's James? And he can't speak. He literally can't speak. James comes back and is wearing athletic shorts, and his hand is holding his khaki pants. And this man walks in, and John literally yells to the whole class, James shit himself. This is so bad. It's not even that funny, but it was just so funny in the moment. Everyone in my class started peeing their pants. The teacher started crying. He was trying to get us back on topic. We were all literally crying. And James was sitting in a corner with a bunch of other boys, and he was showing them like a shit mark on his pants. And he's never lived it down. We're all juniors now, and we still make fun of him. It's so funny. Okay. Anyway, that was not related. That's kind of related to the first story about the Hershey. Oh my god, it was so good. It was so funny. That English class was so iconic. Freshman year English, iconic. It was just so fun. Okay, next story. I was playing pickleball in PE, and I suck at it, so I don't know how to keep track of points. But since we were doing a tournament, we had to keep track of the points. Everybody in class got randomly partnered up, and we have a few deaf kids in our class, but I never knew what they looked like since they all have been doing online. So I got partnered with this one random guy, and I asked him to keep track of the points, and he nodded, so I assumed he understood what I said. A few minutes in, I asked what the score was, and he never acknowledged that I said anything, and slowly I began to realize that he was one of the deaf kids. And I started to panic because I didn't know the score, and I tried to talk to him. After a while, my PE coach comes over and asks, what's the score? And I told her everything, and she explained to me that he could only hear 30% and was also partially blind too. He ended up winning the pickleball tournament, and I still feel horrible for not understanding he couldn't hear what I was saying. Okay. There's a few things to unpack in here. One, just the funny part that you didn't know he was the deaf kid. Two, losing. I'm sorry, but still losing. When I played volleyball, we had to play a school for the deaf. And I'm not saying, please don't attack me. I'm not saying that if you're deaf, you're automatically bad at sports. It's just like, I would assume it is harder to play a sport when you're deaf, because you can't really, I guess, like, yell, I got it, or whatever, you know? So we played volleyball against them. I think we won by a lot. We started giving them points, but, girl, I'm sorry. Just the funniest thing about this was that he won the entire tournament. That gives me life, okay? He's popping off. He's killing it. He's living his best life. You're sitting there, but also, like, that's so embarrassing. I'm sorry. But it's also really funny. Oh, well. Okay. Next one. Oh my god. Okay, wait. I love this one. I'm sorry. I think this was, some of these stories actually made me cry the first time I read them. They're so good. Okay. This one says, so basically it was the beginning of freshman year and I was at a cross-country meet. I was running and everything was good except oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm gonna start over. I was running and everything was all good except there was this huge tree root in front of me and I didn't see it. Long story short, I tripped, sprained my ankle really badly, and was covered in mud. I was legitimately just laying on the trail crying from how bad it hurt, and then this random middle school team showed up and helped me get off the trail. Then this boys varsity team showed up. Mind you, they were all juniors and seniors, and I was a freshman at the time. Half of these boys went to find their coach for me. About 5 boys stayed with me. This was also mid-September, still very hot outside, and guys being guys, were all shirtless, except for 2 of them. Sounds like you're living your best life. They tried helping me up, but I couldn't walk on it without it hurting like crazy, and so one of the guys, who was shirtless, asked his friend for his shirt so I could piggyback ride him to the top of the hill. It was the most embarrassing thing ever. I honestly don't get embarrassed very easily, but this was so bad for me. They were all amazingly nice guys, though. They were just talking to me about school and cross-country, but it was so embarrassing that they were all older shirtless guys who I didn't even know that cared at my heel. Honestly, this doesn't sound embarrassing. Truly, it sounds like a Wattpad story, honestly. It sounds like a fun story time where it's just like, okay, you're injured, right? And this, I don't know if they were hot. We're gonna go with hot. If they weren't, we'll just like fantasize about it. We'll change it. This hot group of older guys who were shirtless stopped to help you. Just gonna picture that for a minute. Sounds good to me, bitch. Sounds fucking great to me. Did I fall? Yes, carry me, do it. No, you don't need a shirt. He doesn't need a shirt to piggyback me. No. Oh my god, no. This sounds great. And I'm very happy you shared. I just think it's funny. Honestly, same though, it would be just my luck that, like, a group of older boys would just stop and see me, like, covered in mud, like, feeling so shitty, and they're just, like, this group of hot boys. I would cry. Truly, I do so many embarrassing things. I don't even know. But some of these stories giving me life. So good. Okay. Next one, moving on. This says, one time I was in a musical and my friend who was a boy went to see me. That's nice. After I met him outside and I don't really know how it happened, but I ended up kissing him. Ooh, spicy. Okay. Anyway, we were busy doing that, and then my dad walks around the corner to come get me, and he's like, The worst part of it is that me and this boy are on a sports team, and my dad is the coach. This just gets better. So my dad knows him very well, and he's known him since he was little. Now my dad is still convinced I'm dating him, even though we never went out, and my dad didn't understand why I was kissing him if we weren't dating. I'll be honest, I didn't understand either, but we're still flirting nearly 2 years later. LOL. Girl, if we haven't all been there. Okay, the best part about this is that your dad is his coach. That's so awkward. Just feels so bad for your dad. Okay, so this is a story relating to this because it's just so embarrassing, but it's so fucking funny. And honestly, I truly don't care. I'm just like making so much fun of myself at this point. Okay, so when I was dating my boyfriend freshman year, things were getting a little spicy, And we were in my room. If my parents walk up, I'm literally gonna cry. Like, actually cry. That'll give me more secondhand embarrassment for myself. Praying they don't walk upstairs and can't come me downstairs. Hey, okay. So, we were in my room, right? And my door was kind of open. I wasn't really paying attention. But then, at some point, my boyfriend looked at me and he goes, "Your brother is standing in the door." And I was like, Excuse me, sir, my brother is where? I'm looking around. It's freaking tangled up with this man, okay? And in the door is my younger brother, who's staring, mouth open, jaw dropped. He starts peeing his pants, runs out the door, and I'm like, I'm so dead. And I'm literally gonna kill him. So that was embarrassing. Another thing was on the couch, and then my dad was there, and I wanted to die more. And you have to pretend you're watching a movie. Hey. Oh my god, wait, no, this story is better. I forgot about this. I've told Seth this like 3 times. Seth thinks this is the funniest story ever. It's like not that funny, but like it is funny. Okay, so I was at my boyfriend's house freshman year, and he has this like attic thing. It's not really an attic, it's just like an upstairs. And we were just upstairs hanging out, as one does. And all of a sudden, his mom starts yelling and was like, "Dude, your grandma's here." We're just like, what? And so, after we were hanging out, right, I had to go meet his grandma for the first time. Just like sitting here staring at the wall, just like so embarrassed for myself. I really don't want to say everything that happened just because like I want to expose people. But it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing and I kind of wanted to die. But yeah, I totally get it. It's super embarrassing. But also like kind of goals. This story, not my story, the story about your dad walking after your musical. Honestly, that's funny as shit. That is funny as shit. Okay, next story. This one is good. Oh my god, this one is so good. One time when I was in study hall, I was sitting with my friends and 2 other girls from my school. There was a big group of boys sitting at a different table and we were all chatting. One of them was my friend and he always joked about stealing my money from my backpack to buy puff bars. Red flag, alert, alert. That's something else to discuss, but moving on. While we were sitting there, he reached into my bag and pulled out a little bag that looked like it was my wallet, but it was full of pads and tampons. He pulled the bag out, opened it, and threw my tampons everywhere in front of the whole class while yelling, "Oh my god, look at all these tampons!" It was super embarrassing. First of all, what an asshole. What an asshole. Yeah, I can already tell I would not like this man. Let's call him a boy. This boy child. No. Who jokes about stealing money? What's the word where you're like addicted to stealing things? For some reason, I always can never remember this word. Kleptomaniac? Is that the word? I think it is. I don't know. It might be something else. It sounds like he's a kleptomaniac. Sounds like he's freaking fiend. I'm also immature. Okay? But also, I'm trying to imagine, like, you know, in movies how things, like, happen in slow-mo. Just, like, him, like, chucking your wallet/bag full of period supplies, just chucking it, and in slow-mo, like, a bunch of tampons and pads, like, raining down on the class, and you're, like, yelling, "No!" You know, like, in slow motion. Iconic. Also, I'm so sorry. I'm, like, it's, like, kind of funny, but also I feel bad for you, but also, who cares? Like, why do boys have to be so weird? Their periods feel weird. They're not weird. They're not weird. Boys are weird. They suck. So the other day, I was trying to learn all the words to driver's license, and I was reading the lyrics and singing it. Iconic. Didn't we all try to learn those words? I was in online class, and my teacher did roll call, and I turned on my mic to say here. Then after, I forgot to mute my mic, and the whole class then heard me try to belt the driver's license bridge. A boy in my class turned on his mic and said, Ella, your mic is on. I decided that I was simply not be returning to school. Such a mood. Such a mood. Honestly, I listened to that song so many times. Do you ever just, like, listen to something just, like, to make yourself cry? Is that, like, psychotic of me? Has anyone else done that? Like, I was trying to, like, find something meaningful. You know how when you listen to a sad song, you think of something sad? And I was like, nothing really has happened to me like this. The last time I had a breakup was, like, 2 years ago. So it's like, who really gives a fuck? And I'm not gonna cry about that because that's, like, some bullshit. So I was just, like, crying for no reason, but also such a mood. I literally played that song for my mom in the car, and she was like, "This is the dumbest song I ever heard." And I was like, "You can just leave. You can fucking leave, Lisa. Like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it." But also, related to your story, I'm assuming your name is Ella. So, Ella, relating to your story, I actually saw a TikTok of this happening to a girl. It might have been you, I don't know, but it went viral, I think. It was this girl who, she was just singing driver's license. I don't think she didn't know that she wasn't muted, but the teacher was, like, asking her question, and she wasn't responding. She was just, like, singing the song. I guess her friend was recording it, and no one told her, and I was like, I would feel so bad, but also it could have been staged. And that just made me think of that. I was like, see? Okay, This next one is my all-time fucking favorite story that anyone submitted. It's giving me so much life. And whoever it is, you made my day when I read this. You made my day. I think I read this one a few days ago. It's currently Saturday night, partying it up when you don't hang out with people, so you're recording a podcast on Saturday night. Hey, party. JK, it's just because I've been procrastinating and I've been reading a book. It's like a Sarah J. Maas book, because apparently those are the only books I read, because I like trashy books, okay? If you don't like her, leave. I'm sorry. Okay, this also, something that makes this better was this story was written in all caps. So I love that. I love the energy we're bringing to the room. The energy in the studio is immaculate. It's out of this world. I don't remember. There was like a TikTok thing about that. I don't know. Okay, this says, when I was 11 years old, I was kind of new to having my period, to the point where I wasn't good at handling my period. Then one day, my crush went up to me and giggled and said, "Is that blood?" while pointing at my cheek. He then proceeds to wipe it off, and I lied to him saying, "That's just ketchup," when in reality, it was a tiny smudge of my period blood on my cheek that he touched. Okay. Okay, girl. So many things. First of all, I'm just so confused how you got the blood on your face and, didn't notice, but also, this is so iconic. I hope you tell people this story, because it's truly so funny. It's so good. If this happened to me, I would be telling my friends this. I would, oh my god. So good. It's saying that it was ketchup. That was some quick thinking. I would have just stared at him being like, next question. I don't fucking know. Or, better yet, if you're just like, it's my period blood, he'd be like, the fuck? You'd probably back up and you'd scare him so much. Also, this is so good. Literally, this is so good. Honestly, this story made my day. I think when I saw this, I started crying. I might have already said that, but I read it to my mom in the car. Oh yeah, just so you know, I read some of these stories to my mom in the car. It's okay, don't be embarrassed, guys. These stories are already embarrassing enough, okay? And she was so confused. She was like, "How does that even happen?" I was like, "I don't know." So if this happened to you, please DM me and let me know how this happened, because I'm very interested. And also, I love you sharing this. I love how personal we're getting, guys. It's so fun. Me and my little sisters, my BFFs, such a party, such a blast. Next one. This one is my favorite for just one reason only. I'm gonna read it and then I'll tell you. Okay. One time I was hiking with a big group of friends and I started peeing in my pants. Period. Another time I was at school and kept screaming my ideas and no one wanted to listen to me. Period. Another time, someone tripped me and I fell flat on the ground. Period. Another time, I went to school with a black eye because I hit my eye on the edge of my bed frame. The thing I love most about this one is how you just listed things, and it was so casual, and also how all the sentences just sounded the same. And they just got, words. Each individual one wasn't that funny, but just them all together, I was reading this, I was like, dude. This is so good. This is so iconic. I literally love this so much. So, okay, that's all I had to say about that one, but I just thought it was so funny. It was so good. Oh my god, I love that. I literally love that. Let's see. Next one. This one is another short one. It says, the guy I liked was standing with his whole friend. Oh my god. That did not come out. Okay. The guy I liked was standing with his whole group of friends right outside a shop waiting to enter. And me and my friends walked out. And as we walked out, I walked past them and walked straight into a sign. And I tried to walk it off, but my sweater was hooked on the sign. And I was trying to get it off, and I could just feel all 11 of them watching me. Okay, this has happened to me before. Literally the most embarrassing thing ever when your sweater just gets caught in something. Also, who has 11 friends? explain that to me. Do you guys actually have 11 friends? I think I have 3. Like, if I have 3. I don't know. 3 if I'm being generous, right? Who has a friend group of 11 people? Jesus. Like, I could never. I could fucking never. But I'm so sorry. I would actually die. All of these, I would literally either pee my pants or just laugh, like, way, way too much. They're just so good. Guys, these stories are so funny. Thank you for sharing. I feel, like, so happy. You just make my day. I'm smiling so much. You guys, you're the best. Okay. This is the last one. So, get excited. Okay. We were all sitting in my ninth grade language class. We were divided into groups, and I was with Aaron. I don't know if I'm saying that right. We'll just say Aaron, yeah. Aaron, who's my major crush, still kind of is, but that's a whole other story. So there's this sheet, and we're all working on the task. I'm having water while the smart girl and Aaron talk. Just then, Aaron says something incredibly stupid, and this is in all caps, and I spit out my water on the sheet and on his hand. Then my soul deteriorated, and the crumbs of my body, along with microparticles of my self-esteem, fell to the floor. I have done that before. Not on my crush. I think actually, maybe it was. I've spit water on people a few times, I think in a restaurant. My sister does it all the time. I think I've done it in my house at the dinner table. It's just so funny. But also, okay, the reason I chose this story was the way you described so elegantly your embarrassment at the end when you said, then my soul deteriorated and the crumbs of my body, along with the microparticles of my self-esteem fell to the floor. That's so elegant, especially compared to the rest of it, which was just like a little chaotic. So elegant. What a great writing voice. I literally love that for you. It's great. That's me every day. I feel like I've told this story multiple times, but I'm going to say it again because it's just too good. So I think maybe, I don't know, freshman or sophomore year, I was walking into school from lunch because, as I said, I think in the last episode, my lunch building, the cafeteria is in a different building from the actual classes, so you have to walk outside. It's kind of annoying. And so I was walking back in, and it was raining outside. And at my school, people would just leave their backpacks in the hallway because they'd be running and rushing to get to lunch and didn't want to put it in their locker or carry it with them. So I was walking in from the rain. The floor was super wet. There were backpacks all along the floor, and a senior boy is walking directly towards me. Keep in mind, I can barely walk across the floor, so I'm trying to avoid him, so I lean away from him, and as I do, my foot gets wrapped in the strap of a backpack, and I face plant on the hard floor, right at this man's feet. Right at his feet. Literally wanted to die. My knee was bruised for so long. My friends made so much fun of me, which honestly, it was super funny, but also I wanted to die and hide in a hole, so I totally understand. But yeah. Guys, thank you so much for your stories and for just telling me all this. I feel like I'm in on a bunch of secrets, and it's so fun. It's like we're having a sleepover year now and just telling a bunch of stories. This reminds me, the other day in my study hall, my friends and I were just talking and catching up. And it was so fun because I hadn't talked to people like that in a while. So this kind of reminded me of that too. And it was just so fun. And I really love these storytime episodes. So please let me know if you guys did too. And don't forget to leave a review, subscribe, follow, do all the things. You already know. Second reminder of the episode. If you like this episode, leave a review. Let me know. Write it in the review. Oh my gosh, Carmen. The period blood on the face story time. So good. The Hershey Park story time. So good. The getting caught making out with someone in an alley. I don't know where you were. We'll say an alley because it makes it more fun. In an alley with some random boy you weren't dating and being caught by your dad. So fun. Relatable. But just know, guys, we all do embarrassing things. I do them all the time. You heard some of my stories. It's okay. It's truly okay. Thank you so much for submitting your stories. Again, I really love these story time kind of episodes, just having you guys kind of be a bigger part of it. I think it's really fun. So let me know if you guys have any other ideas for story times you want to do, sharing your stories so I can share mine, whatever, maybe like period horror stories, breakup stories, friend drama stories. I don't know. I'm just like naming stuff out there. Worst family trips. I don't know. Whatever. You guys can let me know. I'll post something on my Instagram story and we can figure it out. But make sure you check out all the links in the description of this episode. Find my blog, newsletter, email, etc. You guys already know there's a bunch of links down there. Feel free to check it out. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at the Girly Girl Podcast if you aren't already, which I'm sure all of you guys are because you are amazing bad bitches and you're just great. And again, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I truly had the best time. Loved laughing with you guys. It was so much fun. I can't wait to do more similar things to this in the future. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. Remember that everything's okay. These embarrassing moments truly aren't that bad. Just laugh it out. It's okay. And know that you can make fun of yourself later. You can make fun of yourself later and it'll all be okay. So have an amazing rest of your week and I'll see you next time. Bye!